Hey everybody, welcome back to When Words Fail Music Speaks podcast, where we fight depression with the power of music. I'm your professional handicapped host, James Cox, and I have amazing guests for y'all to listen to today. So let me tell you about Miss Carrie Cleveland. Uh, Carrie Cleveland is an Oakland resident and regular performer at hotels and clubs around the San Francisco Bay in the 1970s. She released a self-produced promotional 45 record featuring "Make Love to Me" on side A and "I Need Love" on side B. Both songs were written by her husband, Bill Cleveland. These recordings were later commercially released as a 45, but were remastered with an electronic keyboard that is generally considered too loud and less soulful than the original, which I agree, making the promo much more desirable. Carrie Cleveland released an LP titled "Look It Up" in 1979, which also contained her single "Make Love to Me," this time with a disconnected and produced reggae sound. The original promo version of "Make Love to Me" is also featured on the compilation Gillis Peterson Digs America Volume 2. Hey, Carrie, how you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
Good. Now, was everything I read correct, 100%, or just like here and there?
It's correct. It's been updated. I
Okay, yeah, that's
apologize for not
no,
getting
it's
it to
fine.
you.
That's fine.
We now have six new songs and three new videos added to our collection.
Yes.
Which has really enhanced and pushed her music up. We're now at over 2 million streams on Spotify.
Nice. That's a huge deal. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, so the story itself is amazing. You just read the first part of it.
Yeah.
My mom has decided to come back and start singing it again,
Nice.
and we've done a few shows. The last show we had was September 17th to a standing room only. Beautiful,
Yeah.
really beautiful.
Yeah.
In a real bad storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the storm, it was probably the worst storm of the year. We parked the car and we looked at each other and said, well, we'll be just keeping each other company.
Right.
And lo and behold, as the show went on, the room filled up. It was no seats, it was standing room only.
Right. Miss Carey, I will ask you the first question of this interview is so can you tell us about Bill Cleveland, your husband? Because when I was looking you up, you said, or the video said that you weren't a singer at first, but then he kind of I don't want to say made, but he kind of edged you on to become a singer, correct?
Yeah, I always liked to sing. I had a sister. We used to sing like for friends, and um, my husband, he was a drummer, and he learned to play the keyboard,
Right.
and somehow we started playing, and different ones. We started getting jobs, and well, at least he was playing. So they started like um, going to do auditions. They did a lot of auditions, and I started going with them. And they started asking me to sing with them, and that's how I got started. I was just asked to come up to sing, and it kept coming after that.
Yeah. Because in the video it said that you were nervous, and I guess and I guess those nerves wore off every time you went up the stage.
Yeah, I was a little nervous.
Yeah,
Uh, but it's funny. A lot of times your audience, they help a lot.
they
You
do.
feel them uh, partying with you, and we would get together, and as time went on, the people came to see me. They partied with me, so
Yeah,
that made me relax more.
yeah. Nice, nice. Well, okay, so let's talk about I guess the remaster of your songs because I'm looking at that you're looking up the complete works and it has your instrumental and your promotional version and your 7-inch version, and I must say that they didn't need to remaster those because the 7-inch version issue version was I think the best part of it. Do you know why they had to remaster it? Because each version is a little bit different, you know, and the opening and the ending, and I just want to know why they thought that the promo version wasn't as good as it is.
Well, the guy's name is Chris Webb, and he's the owner of Kalita Records.
Okay.
He reached out to us and asked us, could he do a reissue? And, we said, yeah. And when the album came, it had like 3 different versions of Make Love to Me, 2 different of I Need Love.
And then 2 versions of Take a Moment.
Yeah. I really like the original Take a Moment,
Yes.
and the 7-inch Make Love to Me, the one with the heavy drum. I guess he did that for the younger, the younger crowd.
Right.
I do like the one with the touch of like the reggae,
Yeah.
but for the younger crowd, I really like Make Love to Me.
Right.
That's her second most popular of the songs. Um, I Need Love, I guess, is the same way.
Yeah.
You can pick and choose on what day
Yeah. Right.
you like which one better. And I don't know if you got the new music. Ricardo Love of Uncle Mario Total Media did Love Will Set You Free.
Right.
Man, that Love Will Set You Free
That's
is a gold mine.
Yes, sir. So good.
That one there is in a Netflix series called Glitter.
Okay.
And I'm online a lot, and people message me into my direct message and say, man, I just listened to Love Will Set You Free, and it brought shivers down my spine.
Mm.
And it's kind of hard to take yourself out of the picture and sit down and enjoy the music, without saying that's my mom. But I could do that, and I still go, that's my mom.
Right. Yeah.
And I look at her, I'm like, you can sing.
Right. She can. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Miss Carrie, I want to know. Okay, so, back in the 1979 is when your album first released, correct?
1979, the album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, do you have a few memorable moments from your time performing in the 1980s disco scene? I mean, like, do you remember any good stories you could tell us?
Well, yes, a lot of times I'll be very nervous. My husband, the one that has since that,
Yeah.
He was very outgoing and seemed like he would relax the nothing made him nervous. And I've always been a shy person, and my son's the same way. He very he'll sing anywhere, do anything, and I'm just the opposite.
Okay.
I have to be a little. The
Yeah.
crowd has to make me.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. 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 So I guess your favorite times of playing the disco theme, the disco scene is you're out with the crowd. That's what I'm getting from you. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Because the crowd can the crowd can make you excited to actually play for them, and that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, they like put you on high. If you got a good crowd, you can.
It's
It's almost like you on a high.
Yes, that's what I keep hearing from yeah, from a lot of musicians. Yes, ma'am. So, um, so in what ways do you think that that disco music has impacted the music industry and the culture today? Like, do you think it's
Mm.
like a good thing that people are just because disco is slowly coming back, and a lot of these new artists are incorporating it. Do you think that's a good thing, or do you think that's like you know?
You know, a lot of music, like people long time ago used to sing and do different things,
Mhm.
and it kind of went down a little bit. But now look like all that type of music is coming back, and
Right.
it's really exciting. You
Yes.
see all these old uh, uh, singers and things, they all coming back, and it's just like everything is. It's only a little things that's changed, but it's still really good,
Right.
very good.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So when I was looking you up, I read that several bands that were upcoming from and they're big stars right now, like In Vogue came over to your house a few times. Is that correct?
Yes, they used to do jobs with us long time ago.
Right. Yeah, they're great too. Heston, did you know did you know that there were going to be I know you were like young when they came over, but did you really the people who came over your house, did you know that they were like in the music industry like as big as they were at that time, or did you like I'm going up to my room and doing something?
You know, when I was growing up, I took everything for granted.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was about 14, 15, and I used to my dad used to pay me a little money and pay my friends to take the equipment and set it up. So I was like the PA guy, and I would stick around and listen to the show, and I could stand it. I would see some of my mom's friends.
Yeah.
Hi, Ashton, hi, and I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? You know, and then when In Vogue had got famous, my best friend played baseball for the Cincinnati Reds, and uh, Cindy, the leader of the In Vogue, her husband played for the same team, and we would sit in the same section. So I kept looking at her, and I'm like, "That's Cindy In Vogue." And my father had a friend that was their manager when they first started. So
Right.
they used to come to the studio. So I slid over a couple of seats, and I introduced myself, and I said, "You guys had a manager named Charles?" And she looked at me. She said, "Yeah." I'm like, "You guys used to come to my dad's studio."
You're right.
So we laughed and talked about it. And growing up, growing up in the Bay Area, you knew a lot of the musicians. Uh, I was familiar with Sly Stone because I went to elementary school down the street from where he lived. And he used to come by, and Pete Escovedo, I didn't really know who he was, but my dad's drummer always talked about him. You know, them guys, they coming over today, you know, Tower of Power. I knew about Tower of Power.
Yeah.
And, you know, my dad ended up teaching three of my high school friends. And lo and behold, all three ended up with platinum music. And I'm like, wow, you know, I took for granted how good my dad was. When he got sick, I would set up the organ in the living room for him, and he would just play for hours. And he had gotten so much better. He would start playing, and it would bring me out of my room. I'm like, wow. And he would play, and he had a smirk on his face.
Yeah.
You know, I can remember he had a 4-track reel to reel and a half track. He would hook them up, and he says, I'm going to do an album. So he would, you know, now they could just patch it in, you know, make it so easy.
Yeah.
But he would have to play the whole song, add the drums, the whole song, you know, over and over and over. And I can remember my mom singing just a couple of other songs from the album, but I really liked them. So I really didn't come to love the music until it was reissued.
Yeah.
You know, we had a new car, and it has a beautiful surround sound. When the reissue came to the house, he sent us a few albums and some CDs. I put the CD in the car, and I went to wash the car, and I was driving back. It's a long stretch highway, and I turned it up.
Right.
And just as I came to the exit, I'm like, hey, this is pretty good. So I kept going, and I just kept driving, and I turned it up louder and louder. And I'm like, this is really good.
Right.
So I came home that night, you know, my mom was on the phone. We was laughing and talking about the record. And I got in bed, and I talked to my dad from time to time, you know, from my bed. And I woke up about 3 o'clock, and I promised him, I said, I'm going to share this story and music to the world.
Yes.
I'm truly blessed because my mother and father loved each other and shared the common love of music. They ended up getting married twice. And I was the best man in the second wedding. I was at both of them because my mom was pregnant.
There you go. There you go.
You know, but I was blessed to have both my parents in my life where they didn't separate. I never seen them get physical. I mean, of course, couples argue, so they had to share.
Yeah.
But I decided, you know, this is a love story in music. Yeah. So I decided to share it to the best of my ability. Yeah. You know, with the help of Caden and now you know, I've learned to do the online promotion.
Yes,
of course, it's a honor code. You know, people charge you for services,
Yes. Yes.
but the people that offer the services out of love do a much better job than you paying somebody for it.
It is. It is.
You know, and people see the passion I have for my mom and my dad and their music,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll reach out to me. You know, I have this service. I would love to help you, you know, so I have people reaching out and helping us. I don't know if you saw the video. We have a video
I did.
called High Beams.
I did. Yes. Yes.
Um, I met this guy Ke Durham, which is Black Nova Entertainment.
Yes.
He reached out to us and he says, "Man, I would love to do music with your mom." So you know, I asked her. I said, "Mom, what do you think about singing again?" And she said, "Well, we could give it a try."
There you
You know,
go.
I was hesitant. But you know, we went over there, and on a few occasions, he didn't even know how to turn the board on. We
No.
would sit there for an hour or two,
Right.
and he would be on the phone trying to get help. You know, I'm like, well, all right, ma'am, you know, we got to go. My mom attention span isn't that
Right.
long.
You're
She
right.
says, I'm ready to go. So we'll go. But a long story short, he did the music and he said, man, we're going to do a video.
Yeah.
And we're like, really? He said, yeah. So we did, you know, we did what he said. He got us fitted for all the wardrobe, my cane, her scepter, the crown. He asked us what color did we like. It was between blue and red, but we ended up with blue. Of course, you've seen that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He rented a historical place in San Francisco, and the video, oh my God, the
Yeah.
video.
It was great.
He came over, you know, he came over because the file was too big for him to send it to me. So he came over personally and we sat on the couch and he played it and I started crying. I'm like, this is beautiful,
It's great. Yeah.
you know, and it's so many backstories in this. First of all, how we met him, you know, we went through a mutual friend that was in the music. We met him at a show.
Yeah.
And then if you look at it, the bigger picture, my mom was 81 and starting over,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and to come to where we are today, she's killing the youngsters.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah. Exactly. Which is great. You
um,
know. Yeah.
um, I'll get. I talk to a lot of artists, you know, because I decided to help other artists, really good artists. We have a radio show called the Indie Hookup. We're on Amazon Music, Deezer,
Everywhere.
iHeart,
Yeah.
YouTube,
Yeah. Apple
and we're
Music.
on
Yeah.
7 different radio stations.
Mm.
So I get artists calling me all the time. It's this one young lady named Tesla Nay. She's a Southern soul singer, beautiful, you know. She
Mm.
has 2 gold records, and we were coming from somewhere, and I had my phone hooked up to Bluetooth in the car. So she called, and I was talking to her, and I said, Tesla Nay, say hi to my mom. She couldn't even speak.
Oh no.
She was she was stuttering and
It's shocking, right?
yes, you know, she was
Yeah.
starstruck,
Yeah.
you know, and I get it from a lot of uh artists. man, your mom is an inspiration. I honor her.
So
Um,
let me ask Miss Carey this. So when she was starstruck, did you find like what did you think that I mean like what did you think that she couldn't talk to you? I mean, you were so like moved by her, you know, she was
You
so
know,
moved by you.
it's like some things Hester be telling me is unbelievable. It was I think a couple of weeks ago. Some guy was on the phone. Uh, he was telling me that I love your voice, and I said I can't believe that. And he said, "Mom, I be telling you that."
Yeah.
And he said, "I really like your voice." I said, "Oh wow."
Yeah.
you know, you might even know him. You know Paul Mash,
No, sir, I don't.
Paul Mash
No,
TV.
I don't
He's a
know him.
good friend to Caton's. He's
Okay.
one of the first guys to interview us.
Okay. Nice.
And
Nice.
I tell my mom all the time, I say, Mom, people love your music.
Yes.
You know, it's funny. We go to a lot of independent uh, record stores, you know, because my mom is still, she has a big vinyl following.
Yes. Yes. Great.
And I'll call them, hey, you know, we're going to come down and hang out for a minute. So
Yeah.
we'll go in and it'll be people shoveling through the records and they'll be just staring at her. And we went one time and we came out and she said, I felt funny. Everybody was looking at me. I'm like, yeah, mom. I say, don't you know they call and tell the people Carrie Cleveland's going to be in the store.
Right. And
You
everybody's
know,
like,
so
"Oh
they
crap!"
come in.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of funny. We were on Channel 2 Fox News, and this is before my stepfather had passed. He went to get blood work done, and my mom sat in the waiting room, and I wheeled him into where he got his blood drawn, and I went to the restroom, and I came out and walked around the corner, and the head lobotomist goes, "Wait a minute, baby. I know you." And then she pulled her glasses down and looked over her glasses and say, "Where your mama at?" She had seen us on TV, you know, and
Right.
I just
Right.
laughed. I just laughed. It's, you know, it's been a hell of a ride so
Yes.
far. Unfortunately, the music industry has changed and it's
Yeah.
really hard to get money from the streaming services and whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's why
thanks.
I always encourage people to buy physical copies, like vinyl records. You see my collection right here. I mean, I'm in love
Mhm.
with vinyl records, and I always encourage people to buy merchandise from the actual artist because most of the money you get they get goes to them, and then you know the background money gets go to the vendor. But yeah, it's so hard,
Yeah.
and most of these streams are bought. You know, they're not actually paid. You know, they're not actually earned. You know, most artists have a lot of money so they can buy their listens. You know, so yeah, but it is
And
a
you
lot
know
harder.
that's true. You know, I have a few friends that are recording artists and they have their music up on Spotify
Hmm.
and they pay for it,
Yeah.
you know, but my mom has a big following, you know. Before we started the reissue, we were at like maybe 9, 10,000 monthly listeners.
Right.
And
Wow.
now since with the push, we're just under 30,000 monthly listeners.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
it's constant, you know, it's all organic.
Right.
Uh, and people say, wow, you're really so, you know, we're up there. And like I said, I have a lot of artist friends, and I'll look at their Spotify, and it only be like 5 monthly listeners. And I tell my
Yeah.
friend, I said, I'm one of their monthly listeners,
Right.
so it's really poor,
Yeah. Well,
but
I mean, Miss Carrie is one of a kind. She's awesome. Yeah. So,
wait a
so
minute. Say that again. Say
you're
that again.
you're awesome, Miss Carrie. Everybody knows it. Come on now. Okay, so you were shy way back when. Are you still shy media fans now? Or
Are you still shy meeting fans now?
You know, sometimes I feel relaxed, and it depends on how they approach me, you know.
yes,
Uh, and sometimes they make me feel so good. It's
yeah,
just, I've been lit up for days. It's a good feeling.
yeah,
And I want to, uh, we're trying to get together where I'll start doing more shows.
yes,
So I'm trying to work on that because a lot of the songs being in the age group I am, it's kind of hard to remember things. So I'm working on one now. One of my what's
Looking up. No, 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 no. Love will set you free.
Love Will
yes,
Set You Free.
yes,
That's her most popular song,
yes, yeah.
and she just now decided to start singing it.
It's really weird. I'm really trying because it's like, can I do this? I, so I'm really working hard. I'm gonna make this work.
Right. Yeah. So, your album came out in 1979, which we said before, but that's like 45 years ago, right? So now you're making music. So what like between 80 and 2024, why what why did you not like sing in the 90s or the 2000s? I mean, like, what made you stop singing? Is what I'm trying to ask you.
Well, my husband passed,
Yeah.
and I sung with other groups that I met through my husband, and
Okay.
after he died, I still, but I didn't do it as often. And I remarried and moved, so I lost contact with a lot of
Oh
people.
man. Yeah.
So when the people start listening to the record, we didn't even know they were listening to it. And that's how we sort of got back in it, because they would tell you, I heard your record, I heard your record. So we started uh, listening and singing, and it's like something new, and it's really fun. So I'm gonna try to work with it.
There you go. Yeah. And you're rapping now. You know, because I
Mhm.
heard you rap. You know.
Who, me? Well, not me.
Well, you
I
would.
have
Yeah,
some
Yeah.
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 backup singers.
No, no, you High Beams is a rap.
High beams is a
Is it?
rap.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
High Beams. You
It is.
know,
See, you can tell how old I am.
Oh, you're
um,
right. No, no, you're good.
K,
You're
you
good.
know, K.E. Durham, he kept getting my mom to do it or retake.
Yeah.
And he said, you watch Miss Carrie, you gonna love it. You gonna love it. And in a television interview, she says, I never would be doing no rap, but
Here you are, right?
everybody adopts my mom. They all call her mom. Some of
Yeah.
them call her Mama Cleveland, Mama Carrie, or just moms.
Right.
And K.E. Durham just adopted us. He loves my mom. He on her birthday he came over. He came over with the video because that came out on her birthday.
Oh, nice.
He bought her a shampoo and gave her 2 dozen roses,
Oh.
and he paid for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, the cameraman, the facility that we did it. We shot the video in 3 different facilities. He paid for the costumes. He paid for everything.
Right.
We are so indebted to him,
Yes.
and he did this out of love. You know, um, it's just crazy how much love we've gotten. It was this guy on Instagram.
Hmm.
He was playing Love Will Set You Free. He said, I just bought this CD, and he's an artist. And he drew my mom's picture while the music was playing, and he sped up the artwork. So I messaged him, and I'm like, man, that's beautiful. And he says, your last name is Cleveland. Is that your mom?
And you're
I'm
like,
like,
yep.
yeah. He says, give me your address. And he mailed us the painting. You
Nice.
know, a lot of people have done stuff for us. We had a record signing party at this independent record store in Berkeley called Hercules Records. And it was funny how it all tied together. The owner is also a DJ at a local popular radio station, KPOO Radio. And it just so happens this young lady that was the head editor of the San Francisco Chronicle, the date book, shops at his store. And we, a couple of weeks before we were to be there, we put a poster up, and she says, you know her? And he said, yeah, here, I'll call her son.
Yeah.
So he called me, and he put her on the phone. She said, I love to do an article on your mom. So she came out like a week before we were supposed to appear and did a whole big article on in the pink section, the date book section. And when we did the record signing, I'm running my mouth like I am now. I'm outside.
Right.
And my mom had sound check. So she started singing, and everybody ran into the store, and I couldn't even get in. I'm standing outside. I couldn't get in. It was that packed, but they had speakers outside where you could hear the music.
Right.
And that was the most beautiful day. We sold out at everything we had. My mom took a lot of pictures, and I got a lot of stories about how they were, and how they met my mom or how they came across her music. For instance, the young lady that did the interview, she came and hung out all day. And I asked her, I said, Annie, how old are you? She says, I'm 24. And I'm like, the music was like 42 years old then.
Right. Yeah.
I'm
And then
like,
Adam did it. Yeah.
and I say, how did you learn about the music? And she said she was at a club in San Francisco, and Love Will Set You Free came on, and she ran to look for the DJ and couldn't find him. So she hit her phone, the app Shazam,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's how all her information came up.
Right.
So that's how we met her.
Oh, nice.
And then the stories we got,
Yeah.
this is why I call it a love story. It's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
And we're glad that you're helping us share it.
Yeah.
I told Paul, I said, Paul, if 2 people listen to your YouTube, it's a victory.
Yes, it is.
Because that's 2 more people who know, and 2 more people who are going to share our music. if I could get you to listen to 30 seconds of the music, you'll listen to the whole album.
Yes, you will.
That's how good it is.
Yeah. Okay, so Miss Curry, I have two more questions for you, and then I'll let you all go. Um, what advice would you give aspiring musicians today if they're going to be in the music industry? What advice would you give them?
Well, I when people tell you things, you listen to them. I usually don't.
Right? Yeah.
So that's how I started with people started saying nice things to me. Most of the time I didn't believe them, and like now I get so many
Compliments.
compliments. It's hard to believe.
Right.
Uh, and Heston, yesterday someone had written me a card or something, and he was reading it to me. Someone want me to do a show or something.
It was an interview.
It was an interview.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a lot of attention. And could you believe a person? I'm 83 years old. And I feel like I'm really lucky, you know, and I really appreciate the people that giving me all this attention. I really appreciate it.
We definitely deserve it. Everything you're going to get for coming, you deserve it. Yeah. So, all right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you say that one more time?
You
So
deserve it.
I can hear it for all
Yeah.
long about what you said.
You definitely deserve everything you're going to get and more to come. Okay. All right. You're great.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so we got one more question for you. Now I know this is going to be hard, but if you can answer this question, it would be awesome for me. Who is your top four favorite singers of all time?
And
Your favorite ones.
My favorite one, like
Yes.
now,
Yes. All your life.
Any genre, yeah. Yep.
Your life.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite four singers?
oh my God,
Yeah, it's
I got
hard,
so
I know.
many.
Just say some names.
I used to love Nancy Wilson, Dionne Warwick, and I have millions.
Diana Ross.
Diana Ross.
Yeah.
I have so many group singers, the Whispers. What's the name of that group you just went
Fifth
to?
Dimensions.
The Fifth Dimensions.
Yeah.
I have so many I like.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to pick just one. You know, that's why I gave you four. So because I didn't know.
The Fifth
Yeah.
Dimensions, I really like the Fifth Dimensions.
Remember you said Celine Dion.
Oh yeah, Celine
Yeah,
Dion.
Celine. You can't just leave that
It's so
voice.
many. It's
Yes,
so
ma'am.
many.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
So we honestly thank you for coming on the show. That's all the questions I have for you. And big shout out to Kaden Gordon for introducing me to y'all.
Yes.
And it's true when I say you are gonna be awesome in the in the forthcoming future, and you deserve everything that you're gonna get. So
Thank you.
my
Thank you so much.
my only one advice to you is don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Outgoing.
Well, I'm working on that. I'm
Yeah,
working on that.
I know it's hard, yes, ma'am, because I used to be shy, but I got out of it, and I forced myself to become more talkative. That's why I'm doing these interviews and stuff like that. So
We appreciate meeting you, and we hope we'll see you again or
Oh,
do
yeah.
something with you.
yeah, I have to. I got to come over to California and just give you a big old hug one day.
Okay, I'm gonna
All
look
right.
forward to that.
Nice. Thank
Where
you.
are you from?
I'm from
Where are you
Lexington,
from?
South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm on the other
Okay.
side of the map, So one day I'll get down there to California and meet you all, personally. So, all right.
Let us know. Email me and let me know.
Oh yeah, I will do. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so for everybody that's listening, you can visit Miss Carrie Cleveland on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Instagram.
Instagram. And go to the website, carriecleveland.com, to find out more stuff. And I hope to God that like a brand new album is coming out. Is there one in the works right now? I mean,
You
besides
know,
that one song.
we have a one more song coming out, and it's called Beauty Nap because of her absence from music. The last time she performed before the comeback was her wedding reception, her to my stepfather.
Got it. Yeah.
She performed at the wedding reception, and that was the last time she performed until about 3 years ago.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. So, all right. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. And always remember, when words fail, music speaks. Bye, guys.